What up YouTube, this is your boy and I'm here with another banger and I'm reacting to the deadly influence of social media by Curiosities. I'm not sure if I pronounced the name correct, but yeah, let's get into it.
Most of the stuff you're seeing online is not real.
In our industry, there's a lot of people that are like not genuine.
I hope you guys aren't comparing yourselves to people on the internet because it's all fake. And I hope you guys aren't giving into these toxic beauty standards.
And that is true. And that is true. These social media standards which most of us are adopting are very wrong. They are very, very, very dangerous. Like literally dangerous.
That are going on these days.
Most of our Instagram feeds are filled with curated squares that capture the unachievable societal consensus of beauty. You see, these squares have become a model to make
Bundesliga. You see Bundesliga.
yourself.
But let me be
mindlessly
let me focus.
scrolling through your feed isn't as mindless as you think it is. In this era defined by the internet, the beautiful, the rich, the admired are followed, liked and subscribed to, promoting a seemingly narrow blueprint.
Honestly speaking, let me shout out to this creator. Great editing and storytelling. Yo, it's spot on. It's that thing. What do you call it? It's cream of the top. What? Cream of the crop. Ilende phezulu ekhekeni and yeah.
Of beauty. The influencer culture is widespread. Selfies are tweaked, edited, and perfected to sustain an audience. Beauty is exclusively dulled to one flavor, a flavor so bland. If you don't have that perfectly shaped ass, then you're four.
And then you'll find that people are even doing a BBL with the man that they don't even have. BBL and stuff, just because they want to meet the beauty standard of social media. But there's someone to be an essay writing and journey from the start. It's just that now want to meet standard society, also so science butch, science butch. Perfect. Yeah, but yeah.
Then if you do and your skin is perfect, then you're a 10. Most of us share an idealized version of ourselves on social media. We cherry pick only the best images, thoughts, and experiences to share with the world. But what happens when this seemingly harmless act is stretched to the extreme of, should we say, faking?
That jet is not theirs. There's a young lady in South Africa, I'll tell you guys a story. She's an influencer. So she went to a private airstrip in South Africa and she got her little travel bag and she's standing in front of a jet and the doors open and she's walking like she just came out of the private jet. She was never flagged.
And she doesn't care that she's lying. And most of my followings are like, how now I want that. Whereas some of it, yeah, she does have man. We know Michelle. She does have man, and also dates people with man. So, but.
Hey, now for the young person who's not paying attention, you're going, she's in her 20s, how is she flying private? She's not. She's lying.
It's a lie. It's one thing to compare yourself to like some famous, beautiful person.
Oh, lies. And everywhere is what? Is lies.
It's another thing to compare yourself to an extra beautiful version of yourself that doesn't exist in the world anywhere.
Ready to discover an online school where your child can learn and have fun? Hi there.
Imagine a world without social media influencers. No stunning travel.
It won't be having a lot of celebrities anymore. The people who are on celebrities because of Instagram, or because of TikTok. There wouldn't be any celebrities of the kind with those social media and stuff, but
photos, no product recommendations, and no viral challenges. It's hard to believe that there was a time when these influencers didn't dominate our feeds. So when did this influencer culture phenomenon truly begin? To unwrap the evolution of influencers, we must rewind to the early 2000s. Back then, platforms like MySpace, Mixit, and To Go allowed users to connect with others and share personal updates. However, it wasn't until the emergence of platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram that the concept of influencers truly took off. These platforms provided the perfect stage for individuals with a knack for captivating content to showcase their talents and build a following. Suddenly, regular people had the power to become online celebrities and shape trends through their posts. Behold, the birth of the influencer culture. Fast forward to today, and the impact of Instagram on global perceptions is undeniable. With over 2 billion monthly active users and 500 million daily active users, Instagram is a cultural force, especially among young people. Statistics reveal that 71% of these users are under the age of 35, making Instagram a primary influence hub for the youth. Young people are typically easier to influence. They follow what they see other people doing. And a lot of
And some of these things are not even the correct things. Like, we have changed a lot of the society because of this type of stuff. Yeah.
what they see comes from Instagram. Inherently, this isn't bad, but when what's being posted isn't reality, things become a bit messy. In essence,
And then you'll find other people are just depressed because they can't have that flashy lifestyle. Whereas someone just edited video just was a as a boy ngathi. Naba, they're doing it. Baharisha ama private jet, abanye baharisha ama room like ama private jet, ube ngathi ba private jet. And even some of them are even having all sugar daddy and all of those things, sugar mama, all of those things. Then others who have this lifestyle, Nitina Isibuwa from outside and be like, I want it, but then you don't know the thing that goes behind the scenes. The trauma, the tribulation, all of these things that goes through them while they have to in order to attain that fleshy lifestyle. Some of them, once they are 30s, you know, now they come and be like,
Instagram is more than just a platform as you may think. It's a cultural curator of some sort, shaping preferences, ideals, and lifestyles. Influencers who have amassed substantial followings have the ability to sway the masses. From fashion trends to lifestyle choices, influencers play a pivotal role in shaping societal norms. What influencers deem popular often becomes the mainstream, influencing a global audience. A significant portion of the user base looks up to these influencers, often without realizing the disparity between the carefully crafted online persona and the reality behind the screen. Twitter is no stranger to controversy surrounding influencers caught faking their lifestyles. Now, I'm sure that this comes as no surprise to anyone. We all know that just as the photos on magazines are very far from reality, so are the influencers' photos. Always photoshopped and edited to the max. Many users rose up on Twitter defending Michalin Damase during her controversial scandal, who was quite rudely, I might add, brought to stake and was being made mockery of. They all pointed out that while TV adverts and magazines faked pretty much everything, they were advertising. Why shouldn't influencers do the same? Valid. And I hear their point. I truly do. It's not fair that the major media can mislead the public in such a way, but then influencers who are doing the exact same thing, advertising, shouldn't be fake at all, right? But this is the whole point, which makes the hairs at the back of my head stand up. When did fake become okay? When did literally misleading the public become ethical and widely accepted as a practice? Let's first look into the photo editing and what the actual difference is between plain fake and just edited photos. Every single blogger, Instagrammer, any sort of influencer edits their photos. By editing, I mean adding a filter, strengthening the saturation and brightness of the photo, maybe smoothing one skin a bit, because it gets ridiculous sometimes.
but like the one for pictures quality, like for example, as you were saying, and terms of former filters, send filters nakon just for shade and stuff. They make sense, but some of them do a filter like how fine, but like but yo.
Of this is going to change the actual message of the photo. The background is as it is, perhaps a different shade than in reality, but there's nothing that could cause any harm to anyone.
Let me tell you about SAE Cape Town. Cape Town.
Yes, I said harm. We'll get to that later, because harm is what these fakers are causing. Now, when you take the editing process one step further and start changing the actual photo and what is in it, that's when you cross the line and become fake. So many people do this, and because it's so easy, very few understand or care just how much damage this can actually cause. By changing the size of your hips or your bosom, you present a fake image of yourself. By adding elements that were not in the photo to begin with, sunshine, clouds, a product maybe, you make a place look different than what it is, and thus portray a wrong image to your followers. Yes, I'm aware that
but like some of these things are a big of a deal, like that one. I wouldn't mind, like for example, I don't think there's a big deal with this one, but I would, like probably maybe it's like they're changing the appearance in terms of lifestyle, like where they are. That's where I'm like okay and stuff. Like for example, those one who always at the beach, not always at the beach, but about his mama vacation and stuff with imali zama places and stuff. That's where I'm like but like some of these things like. It's not a big deal, like for example changing the what do you call it, the saturation of the picture. Always, I don't think it's a big thing. Probably maybe by editing the appearance and stuff, and like now you look like you are this is weird, like, but I don't think it does too much damage to like
clouds doesn't alter a scenery much, but you're still faking it. Why should you do that? What's wrong with the sky as it is? And once you've added those clouds, next you add a beach where there isn't one, and oops, you've presented a pristine beach that doesn't actually exist. Which brings us to the next much more serious issue. When you put a faked photo online and it reaches thousands and thousands, maybe millions of people, it starts to have an effect. And if what you're showcasing is fake, that effect is not in any way positive. It's just a pretty picture, you say, right? But when somebody decides to act based on your fake photo, it's not just a photo, it's an advert. And there are laws.
But then the issue with a lot of people out here is that they're taking everything on social media, like some of those things just for advertisement. Like you can't be telling me what when you're advertising you fridge that have full ukudla phakathi, you will think when you are buying a fridge you'll get a fridge full of groceries. No, you wouldn't. So basically, certain things now you as an individual you must be able to use your own intelligence and be like, this is not gonna happen. Yeah, but and like same thing. These things, first, abantu in person and see what do they truly look like their photos. Then after that, you will decide whether you were liking them or because of the photo that they were presenting or because of who they really are. You just wanna be looking beautiful. I wanna date. No. You just, okay, beautiful, okay, let me get to know them, and so that you will find out more things about them. You know, if I get into a sort of relationship, friendship, whatsoever, I know the person that they're portraying online is exactly the same person they're portraying outside of online, or even whether or not you want to be friends with them, not based only on what they are posting, then you want to be friends with them. It doesn't make sense. Even some of us, social media, some of us are just posting about jokes. Things are not necessarily happening to us because some of them are just fun. But even though some of them are not necessarily fun, but we're not gonna be posting specifically things about ourselves on a public platform. You know that. Like same thing with on my TikTok. Some of it just share, say, we are going through a lot in terms of academics. Whereas we are not even going through a lot. But some audience, it's a good thing because they want people who are like going through those things like to feel like it's a normal thing, as much as it's deceiving to other people, but sometimes it's better because it's allowed them to feel like they're not the only one about going through a lot.
Regulations in place for misleading adverts. Okay.
Like, yeah, but I think all of these things you are taking it too much out of context. Like, now as an individual, you should understand umuntu ngeke asifake isithombe sakhe lesi amumbi kushona online. Even now, you always choose the best photos. Then ask yourself, do you think other people wouldn't do the same thing as you? Wouldn't do the same thing as you? It's one of the reasons why it's very important to guide and have, like for kids especially, to guide kids when it comes to social media. I'm not allowing just whatever they want to book. Or like tell them, okay, look at this and that. Some people are doing things this way and that way. So don't take everything that you see online as it is. Some of the things just lie to each other. There is an exaggerations. Just for but more reactions, they get more interactions, more replies, more comments, all of those things, so that they can push their own brand even more and more and more, get the money because of what you guys are responding to. But anyways,
Who am I fooling? I'm aware that these regulations are extremely loose in South Africa and everywhere else in the world, really. Can we have some examples, please? I beg. There's this beach in Bali that many, and I mean many, influencers from all over the world have been advertising over the years. I haven't been there myself, obviously, but apparently my life be like, there was no way you can sunbathe or swim there, let alone surf. As it turns out, a little part of the beach is kept clean by the locals so that more influencers can come and advertise this fake image of a paradise that in fact doesn't exist. Now, imagine yourself seeing these beautiful paradise images and thinking, finally, a perfect paradise holiday destination. So you go and spend a small fortune on flights and hotels. And then when you get there, and see the reality, how would you react? The disparity between
I get this one, like for example, I get this one. I think that's one of the very important things to do your own research about stuff before you even go there, because they're not gonna show you everything regarding those things fair at the end of the day. Because they're not gonna show you everything. So it's best for yourself to go there. Bless myself. So that you can go there yourself, and before you go there yourself, you must make sure you do your own research thoroughly and know what we are going, especially and also with regards to our laws and regulation of places. Because when you believe what's okay, there are places like you just do whatever you want, then it's not like you're not allowed to have a bikini or be shirtless or whatsoever. And then most of you just go there and be like, I want to be shirtless, and then you're gonna get arrested. But again, you must do your own research before just.
And reality is not just disappointing, it's a breach of trust. This disparity between expectation and reality serves as some form of a metaphor. You see, we as a culture, as a society, are obsessed with appearance. We're obsessed with size. It's become connected to our identity as people. This obsession for societal pressures to appear a certain way and to have a certain body type, particularly among young women, stemming from a cultural construct of the ideal body, which has in turn changed over time. As long ago as prehistory, thousands of years ago, sculptures and artworks portrayed curvy, thick-set silhouettes. More recently, in the late 20th century, thin, waif-like models filled the pages of fashion magazines. Now, shapely asses are celebrated with likes on social media. Oftentimes, expectations versus reality are on a completely different spectrum. The beauty standards created through influencer culture are harmful because of the lack of inclusivity that it promotes. But how do I picture this complex beast? Well, it seems that beauty is constructed in a scarily similar way. Instagram is the vehicle through which presumably regular women undergo transformation. The product is a recreation of the idealized modern woman. Thin, but not too thin. Large and pecky breasts, as well as a shapely set of hips and an ass. Eyes are bright and wide. And
Then you find out all of these things are just fake. They're just fake. People are not people anymore. They're just fake things after things, and life after life, lifestyle after lifestyle. Some of them are even showing money that they don't even have, showing cars that they don't even have, showing houses that they don't even have. One of the reasons why most of us shouldn't base our standard based on how the social media stuff is structured, because you'll be seeing people be like, my boyfriend buys me gifts every day or whatsoever. After behind the scenes, we'll fucking buy my every day too. You'll be like, we know that on trip around, but behind the scenes, we cheat on the days after days too. But anyways, like even this individual, like, I have this guy has man, wara. Behind the scenes, unenyoka, akalala ebusuku, unenyoka. A man had to sell their souls to get this money, this lifestyle. When we are here, be like, I wish I was like, when you have 20, love yours. Because you know what? There's no life better than yours. Like, get a degree or get whatever that is gonna work properly with you, so that you'll be able to sleep properly at night, other than having to do this thing of like following them on social media influencers. Why? Behind the scenes, there's something else. Behind the scenes, there's something else. But anyways, it's continue.
Painfully centric ideal that doesn't support individuality. It supports some form of conformity with this unrealistic standard of beauty. Lips are plump and large, as if they might burst at any given second. A study conducted in 2014 discovered that the use of social media is a likely cause of decreased life satisfaction, body dissatisfaction, and eating disorder symptoms in young women. Furthermore, it's been consistently found that the exposure to such idealized imagery is harmful. A 2017 study determined that appearance-focused activities were highly related to body image concerns in young women. While we judge our appearances based upon the societally defined beauty standards, the media is a specific channel through which beauty ideals persist, recognized for its influence in the desire for cosmetic surgery. With beauty so rigidly configured, seemingly confined to a mythical few on Instagram, the importance of representation and genuine authenticity is more important now than ever. Speaking of authenticity, have you ever scrolled through your Instagram and wondered how the heck does everyone seem so ridiculously wealthy? Appearing wealthy on social media has become an industry of its own. Look, I want to say that if Instagram is your lens to the world outside your bedroom or your neighborhood, my friend, you're looking at a warped reality. Multi-billion-dollar industries are built around the influence peddled by popular online figures whose followers have never laid eyes upon them in real life, and who almost always appear independently wealthy. Some are explicitly, openly fake. An uncanny valley robot called Lil Michaela has 2.6 million Instagram followers, to whom she recently, by the way, recommended the BMW iX2. It's hardly surprising that people will go to lengths for a slice of that pie. So, what does the modern wannabe do? It isn't that hard to imagine the rationale. If everyone who is online broadcasts the best version of themselves, why not go a step further and look like the person you wish you were? Why not drop a few $100 and feel like a Kardashian for half an hour? Maybe if you take a few pictures a lot.
One of the things is identity, guys. Identity is very important in this day and age. Identity. Know who you are. Zazi, uzithande, uziqhenye. Oh, because now people are just chasing a lifestyle they can't even afford. Some of them have to even take out loans, and if you are a lady, you have to even sleep around with older people, or even using umuthi abathwalayo abanye ama-Nigeria, because akhona ama-Nigeria. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be a cost for everything. It's always going to be a cost for everything. It may not be now, may not be tomorrow, but one day, 1 hour, one day, you're going to have to pay for that. It's either you're going to be paying this thing through spiritual battles with these people are carrying all over the earth. And the fun fact about those things is that one can do those things and date someone in jail or date whatever, other than and get the mass spiritual and all these things, and then they come back now and I'm found by that. And then you're gonna take these things now because this lifestyle, especially uni students, and when I will be chasing my hands who are like that, and then you find out they are sleeping with these guys. And then when are you gonna be taking the spirit through homosexual encounters with them? And now you have issues with your life because you are but issues.
Even longer.
And one of the scariest thing of dating at uni is one of those things like you never know who this person you are dating is dating or doing outside of their life. Because
for people who want to take the shortcut, the concept of fake it till you make it leads to heavy-handed photoshopping at one end of the spectrum, the temporary rental of luxury goods, services, venues somewhere in the middle, and driven by insecurity, narcissism, or gullibility, pyramid schemes and criminal fraud on the other. But a dive into flex culture suggests something deeper is going on. No matter their motives, people are selling some version of themselves. Their brands put on the altar of a fickle internet are a reflection of their innermost desires, or at the very least, their perception of success. Social media is a hall of funhouse mirrors, an endless glittering midtown center. People stretch and distort themselves. They exaggerate and inflate. If they're not careful though, they could have a hard time finding the exit. There's a cottage industry of how-to guides that share tips for looking rich on the gram. Like a video titled 10 Ways to Look Expensive on a Budget. 2.5 million views. It's from a YouTube account called The School of Affluence by Anna Bay. Most of the advice doesn't require to be a gifted photo editor. You just need to be bold. For example, visit open houses to look like you live in a swanky place. But like some of the advice is off the wall. Take a toilet seat and make it look like you're sitting in an airplane window. Kinda dumb if you ask me. But some of it makes sense, dude. Want to seem like you can afford a Hermes bag? Try one at the store and take a picture. Just don't buy it. It's a character. It's what people want to see.
And then Sis Maria will be doing their things. Ati ngizakuthatha Joyce, ngizakuthatha. Sharp ne? Ati sharp ne kanti awunatwa vele, just you are portraying a life that doesn't exist. Awunatwa. and you're portraying that doesn't exist. Because you want to be seen as a cool individual who's there now top. Kanti abantu who are there, they're just using you. Bafethu. But anyways, as long as abantu behip, but the thing is, as us generation of now who understand the things that social media can do in the damage that social media comes with, we must make sure that we teach our young kids or our young brothers whatsoever, our young siblings or young daughters, all those things, on how to navigate through life and not be influenced, especially by these fake influencers who do all of these things. But that will take a lot of work from making sure we have sufficient evidence to prove that the individual are lying. And then you show them to your kids or whatsoever, young siblings, because at the end of the day, they're going to take this lifestyle, learn a bit, and then they will be using it as the template of how life should be, and then they end up destroying their own lives. And then boom, later on, they'll be like, I was deceived by the social media, by peer pressure, because we are pressured by this social media influence, and then our friends who are looking at this thing are doing the same thing. And yeah, exactly. Some people have parents who can afford those things for them. Yes, this is not a lie. But some can't, so they end up having to do those things, a more dangerous thing. As a guy will end up committing a crime just to get these things. A hand end up sleeping around with people who are HIV positive, people who are gonna make them pregnant, or traumas of their own, and then she will be taking all of those traumas and stuff. And the guy will be dying here, also die a guy at a young age, or get into prison, and life will be even more difficult than it would have been if they were focusing on what they are currently doing in hand. And forget about the social media stuff, because most of them are just a fake. You will find someone who's showing who's imali come from uktwala, and they have to kill people, kill whatever, do whatever, still hey Buffett.
So then that's what you show them. People want to be entertained. They do not want to be educated. You see, the era of social media is upon us. While most of us enjoy sharing our joyous moments and memories with the world through social media platforms, a substantial number of individuals feel obligated to show off their rich possessions and a lifestyle on the internet. Now, that's fine. That's fine when you're actually wealthy and earning well enough to back your expenses. But in reality, a lot of people showing off on social media are all glitters and no gold. And most of such individuals come from the generation of millennials. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with us? I think it's Gen Zs. Nonetheless, it's not necessary to say that the fake rich people are broke as well. In fact, many fake riches earn higher salaries than most of us, but they also spend beyond what their salaries allow, only to look richer than they really are. Okay, cool. But like, what harm is all of this, you wonder? You see, the problem is when young people scroll through their Instagram feed and see seemingly perfect people with perfect bodies and lives. They start to envy them. They want to be models. They want to have abs and perfect bodies too. I mean, who doesn't? So they begin to emulate them. This pursuit of a seemingly perfect facade is kind of dangerous if you think about it. It has the potential to lead to eating disorders and other mental issues.
Yeah, like even high suicide rate and all those things. People are dying also at the young age because of this stress, unnecessary stress and all those things. Like most of our generation are suffering through our mental health issues because of the pictures that we are seeing online, because of the fake lifestyle that we are seeing online. And we think that the lifestyle we are supposed to be living, but apparently that is not how we should be doing it. You should be doing it in a more conservative way. Maybe get a job whatsoever way in a way that you won't be in a state of mind where you're gonna be risking your own life, all things like that. But guys,
I'd love to get a conversation going around this issue, please comment your opinions. I really want to see what other sides are to looking at this subject. Whether your opinion is or against mine, it really doesn't matter. They're all valid opinions as long as you justify them well enough. Let's discuss, man. Also, while you're at it, go follow me on Instagram. Yeah,
Ungafake lifestyle Instagram, how?
Lynn, I want to be like the other kids. Okay, I mean, I'm kidding. But like, seriously though, go follow me. Oh man, come on. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, guys, we must make sure we prevent our own kids from going through these things, guys. Yo. So even our younger siblings who are not yet exposed to the social media stuff, some of these lifestyle are just fake. Just fake. Some of them, like, some of these people behind the scenes, they are going through a lot. I find they're living in shacks, but you'll see them on a regular basis. Bago sensing, bago balkims, bago mhlanga, what. Because of what? I'm a blesser, let's go pay this thing. I'm going to pay you. As open by force. Some of them are doing it by force. The consent is not doesn't matter because they are giving you 1,000 or whatsoever, how much money that you Agnes AIDS Agnes in wara like clearly keep which is you get pregnant, you have to abort, what. All of those traumas that goes back with all of those things. And then later on in life, you are not doing well. You forget there was times where you had to do an abortion, which just destroy you spiritually. I think that some of the gents are doing of going around as who are just those typical wara lifestyle. Amalit girls, and then they get this spirit of whatsoever that are going through them fairly there, and then they hold them, and then they are now. Oh, but come to the end of the video, guys. Please share your opinion down below and subscribe, and yeah, continue spreading the